Coming to the Chapman Barker unit is about embarking on an exciting journey with new horizons. We want to provide you with all the information and advice that you'll need in order to be adequately prepared for this part of your recovery.
The Chapman Barker unit offers treatment to people over the age of 18 who have problems with drugs and alcohol. The unit has separate male and female accommodation, and it's very easily accessible by bus and tram and being very close to the M60.
Yeah, the Chapman Barker unit is unique in the way that we try and address all the needs of our patients with drug and alcohol problems and the complexity that brings to their lives. We offer a range of medicalised detoxifications from alcohol, from opiates, and a range of other drugs as well. We could look at a whole range of drugs in terms of the ones that are affecting our individual patients and what they need to complete during their stay here at the Chapman Barker unit.
Service users are invited to a pre-admission assessment done by an experienced team of clinicians. The admission may be prioritised depending on clinical needs. The treatment and aftercare plans are agreed between the service user, clinician and the referrer, and there is an opportunity to tour the unit. Every client is encouraged to make contact with their community team while waiting for an admission date.
I made initially a good decision to come here to detox due to the fact that really I was desperate to get away from my addiction. I realised upon entering that more preparation would have been beneficial, but that wasn't part of my behavioural pattern. I was chaotic in my drug use, but I was accepted. I finished my detox, and since then I've really reintegrated into life at a pace that's been comfortable for me. I do voluntary work on the unit. We do facilitating smart meetings within the community, which is peer-led mutual aid support. I also have a good balanced lifestyle now. I go to the gym, I do college courses, and I'm slowly and steadily working to a better future and hopefully employment within the future.
On your admission date, you will be welcomed by the unit team and introduced to other service users. Physical examination and investigations will be completed. Medication based on your individual care plan will be prescribed, and you will be reviewed regularly. Members of the team communicate with your GP and community team about your admission.
Found myself in casualty at Trafford General Hospital. And the staff from Trafford General referred me to a number of agencies, including their own being here at what was Kenyon House, then now Chapman Barker unit. I'd done a little bit of preparation, although I did get a phone call and it was like, you're coming in the next 48 hours, which came as a bit of a shock. I was very fortunate that I had your good self who gave me the prescription for the medication in order for me to stabilise and reduce and cease some of the other substances that I was abusing. So I do believe that the service, GMW, really worked well for me. It really did.
The teams are responsible for the effective delivery of a therapeutic psychosocial programme at the unit. This comprises of group work, cognitive behavioural therapy, node link, mapping interventions, and something which is quite recently we've been involved in over the last 6 to 8 months is family intervention therapy. We also have fantastic links with new recovery models from the community that are peer-led. These are in the form of smart recovery and established peer-led recovery models in the shape of Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous.
Here at the Chapman Barker unit we have weekly multidisciplinary team meetings where community staff are invited and actively encouraged to be involved in that process.
At the Chapman Barker unit, we understand the importance of families and carers' involvement in the treatment of their loved ones. We also recognise that they need support and therapeutic interventions in their own right. We're involved in a pilot research project implementing family intervention therapy, and this is already proving to be very successful.
We'll provide education, information, and obviously, as you can see, we're in a children's room here, and this basically shows our passion for involving the children in the patient's recovery and bringing them in, so the patient wants to come here, and she can actually come here, he can come here, and they can sit with the children. Facilities for the children to play, and hopefully it makes the journey a lot more enjoyable.
It was a great team, and I was only talking to somebody before who was saying, you know, the housekeeping team were as integral to my being in here as anybody else, because we conversed with each other, you know, and would say on a daily basis, you know, good morning, how are you, and stuff like that. So it was real, that feeling of support around every corner within the unit. After leaving the unit, I actually returned and asked a member of staff whether I could introduce a programme that I'd started facilitating, which is Smart Recovery, which was welcomed by GMW as well. It was also the Trust welcomed it in, which is a peer-led mutual aid organisation. And I now facilitate, along with a friend of mine, on a weekly basis. We're coming back into the unit and facilitate Smart Recovery. I also went through college and got a number of qualifications in holistic therapies, and I'm currently involved with the therapy team on the unit. Life now couldn't be any better, really. It's fantastic, the turnaround where I am. I love living my life that I've got back.
We aim for everyone to leave the unit in a planned way, having met treatment goals. And where discharge earlier than expected does occur, we will aim to do this as safely, discussing all risks and as seamlessly as possible, liaising with community referrers and GPs at our earliest opportunity.
Our aim at the Chapman unit is very simply to provide a service of the highest quality. We aim to combine the highest standards of medical care with a constantly developing therapeutic environment which contributes to service users' recovery journey.